omurembe.
Nimekuja hapa kuleta maratoni rambirambi zake na za serikali yake ya ugatuzi kwa kupoteza Mama Teresia. Tulikuwa kwako wiki jana na tumekuja leo na kesho tutakuwa pamoja. Pili, ni kuomba kwamba hapo kesho tuna mwaka mzima na kuzungumza siasa na kuipiga siasa hii. Kesho ni siku moja ya mama, kuwe na heshima na kuwe na furaha katika hafla ile ya kumlaza baada pema. Kwa hiyo kama ni siasa, tukutane wakati mwingine kibarenda wengine tuipige siasa hiyo. Umurabu inu mutaba bana wa minto siasa bado. Lakini kesho kuwe na amani, kuwe na peace ili kwamba familia wa bana wa Teresia wako ni mamumu abo bamweni na masikami no morembe.
Nonyana bo moskeo nyonkani gaba kirambuja mono bali abonsi besokire na kubasira senchire yemo go seyende.
What to thank all of you. Kenyengima Nairobi kurumarimu ajeto mujango Jafet Ogamba. You're my brother boss. Thank you. Kibagendi Arwasa omongina donya Chumambia Mosa vero mongino minto tomoyeni na masikani na iwe tibitidaba na gao mheshimiwa Obebo obatabana onyonka hakikisha ngomongino minanyo ale Obebo, you are the deputy governor. You should make sure achibuni chirimo otara na cho ochitira motonto. Don't ever try moche mosocho kosalia matanga mama.
Kuripoti ya Kisii Television kuraiga Chinsa mocha Nyabururi meja kaunti ya Kisii Rianen Kamilas Ongeta.
Machumurigaria chibichecho kurwase kerisia keriakia Nyabururu asemise yo yabakure yanareko bakeko kurwa lituko liarero lituko lyankyo nadio arachia koeni wa Chinsa mochiria chienkaya ye ya Nyamataro imeyomochie obosonga se koigure una Senator Onyonka atebire siasa njitakere na boigo chiburaburu njego chia wancherwa ase umuyega oyo woskabuso mwanchwa umurigereria abateneri babarundia b'ekipikipiki kurwa sebunge ya Nyaribari Masaba ase obwamo nigo baendekirie gochia kumubwatisia umusobati Bridget Ombati aseganga yaye yokurigia ekerogo kiabangina imeye county ya Kisii bagokwana umubaso orero imeyomochi omasimba abarundia abube chipigipigi nigo batebere buna umongino yo nerebweka oikirange na gotegerera amakongwabo na igo nerebuya na barabo gochia kumusira egere konyora ekerogo ekyo kiabangina imeye county ya Kisii asensemo yaye umongina nigo atebere buna nigabwate emeroberio emeya yogochia gonchoreria amagima y'abantu be county ya Kisii.
Mbati igana tara lero Nyaribari iga ase ogutalira abana boda abaiga ase osesengenjo yo kubasira na kubasemia bakibabwenete komenya ase okwirigori kwabo twabere tugusanga amana bara twasangira amang'ana amange na kubwa mono kubatebinga ngakituguchaka kubwate sio mito Fred Okengo Matiang'i kumurigeri chikura masinani abana boda boda mabwate challenges chinyinge sana babwate byombe byabo ekikebwendereta kurigererigwa asobwagare kurwase county na kurwase office ya mama county abana boda boda aba batakiro gokonyo babwate bona abana babwate challenge babwate no barabo byombe byabo babwendereta gosirwa igo mbatagetogo konyuku nabo kero batagetogo konyuku kero nabona mwana umubimenderere kwekero kyo ubimenderere nabo bukonya waranga kero bwate chibese chiria nabo kubakonya nabarabu benyo banyole nabo okuba chibese bune byombe byabo nabaro banya ngaki bakora byasara byabo kugura chiboda boda kwebeka burungi bamanya ngaki bakora byasara byabo ndachoru bune ewimenderere pyaito ya Kisii county ninchikoligereria abangina bonsi ane ninchikoligereria abana abaiseke nabangina asibabita kurigereria emechando babwate ito ya Gusii buna bono abangina batakeire kuino ukorunse bamanya ngaki bakorungu chinka chiabo bache goche para bakore biasara oba semie oba chibese buna bono bachakire kurwe byombe kurunse babwate byombe nade ongwe ni kale chabangina barenga baikaranse batari kurwe gesona basoye byombe kera basoire ebyombe ebimbi chikobeni college banyore gosoka isiko bamanya nkibabwenete gokora nabo naliora abanyore buya nando naliora anyore bwango egere kubasega bakole ebiasara byabo
asamarita ngoro ku isaboke Samuel nguri bacha school stage mwana boda munyakero go stage so twacha se stage ya Masimba ase mongino ominto goro kunganere Bridget Ombati aturange ya teto mubati sikero go kyanyali bali ya Kisii County natagete orai bobo gemenere obutu anjernire ngango mwa tolengo mubati tole kala ngana buna alemerere ke kengana twachire nere asobwarobo twamanjire buna abanyali bali nganere umugwimeni ito ogotagoto wati sinoyo minto umugambi ito matiangito sigete mono ekogera nere toro chibusi bwaito ntwe nere butamiro bwaito nere tumaito tora kala ngana buna maganitari buna ntwe abana poda otonyoire ngantore meire no nase to kuiga mamono mone bibanda ntubwati oinyoire nga ndotakeire kumanywe kare twanyorire boko ngubonde otoka ngantu bwato yogoto ikange
Mwanchi muligereria kurwa chinseme chiobono igonkuboria kuragenda ase omutimoko moke korende tobasa goska tobasa kogenda nde nimbwate ayande amange ngochia gokoretera buna bono abereka wateka kurwa chinsemo chinde imbeyense yaito ya Kenya.
Aya na yatekire chinga kiechi ime ya Kisii TV. Eye Kisii TV amandegere yumugusi.
Turn up the heat with endless entertainment on Star Times. Feel every moment of the action as the biggest leagues reach their thrilling finales. Recharge your monthly subscription to unlock a world of endless drama to enjoy Novella E, now available on your Nyota bouquet. Dive into blockbuster movies with the launch of TNT, your new home of big screen hits. And for the little ones, a world of non-stop fun on Cartoon Network. Now on Star Times.
That's more like it.
Renew your subscription for non-stop entertainment, drama, sports, movies, kids, reality, and news. Download the Star Times On app to enjoy all your favorite shows and stream live channels on the move. Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Eye Kisii TV amandegere yumugusi.
Jenkefa nyakenyanya mugaka ninche registrar aigase college ite ya Keroka Technical Training Institute Keroka ntubwate chikosi chia kisasa ichuchiragere umwana anyore gase sobwango usaso kwerikana nase gase natari kwa service ichuchira mokonya sobwango igaso ogwanje kwendo abayiboli kumuranje tiganto tigabana ababerenga tigato batugase school ite ya Keroka muleta sobwango munabone ganto bwate intake eitogenda ku admit boniga
ine numanyete nga Keroka Technical Training Institute imeye municipality ya Keroka ne college ya serikali enene ebwate chikosi chobobundi chekerero amo nabalimu babwate obumanyi bwa igoro kegima nigo college yega ebwate chi machines chinyinge chekerero echichigosomya chikosi au bunabono echia artisan certificate amo na diploma onde bwensi ore miaka 15 netatu na gwetania obwate certificate ya KCPE bose ya KCSE na bakonyora course as department au bunabono agriculture and environmental studies, applied sciences, building and civil engineering, computing and informatics, electrical, fashion design and cosmetology, hospitality and tourism, liberal studies, mechanical and automotive engineering amo nechikos chinde chinyinge. Onyorenga na inde chikosi nchiroro soma inseme tenye tano nemo onyorega si kegima bunabono, driving, computer packages, motor vehicle mechanics, masonry, carpentry and joinery, plumbing and fitting, electrical wireman, foods and beverages, hairdressing, nechikos chinde chianita certificate. Amatemu nigo agokorwa sebyombe biko bwati ya bunabono, NITA, TVET, SIDAC, CASNEB, NTSA amo na KETI. asokwerikia nabo gotutarira asichobisi ari asensemo ye institute ime ya keroka einteke ito nigeokorwa asemetenyi ya January Mei amo na September
kumaranja magani garama kemona aterte kuranja yerra monyoro
minyoka bwango igerebwe nyorre ekos eraokonye bwetenere Keroka Technical Training Institute, Industry for Self-Reliance.
Eye Nkisi TV amandegere y'umugusi.
Precious Hope School sunekana Precious Hope yogo ne skuru yekerero egiye gukore buya na yagakire buya eryo kwa boroki wari bagari yari yo gusoma kuruwa play group PP1 PP2 grade 1 wika grade 6 korengana no murobero CBC nabo igo junior secondary eyuere grade 7 wika grade 9 nebwate abarimu abayana enda bayikira no korengana ne wizara y'ekiseme emeyense ya Kenya babwate ebirasi bibire binene bijya abana bagosomera babwate omuroberi oboko abane ndagera se skuro babwate boarding facility nkoro bare obosombi gose transport korwana weke skuro reta omwana wogati ya Precious Hope suneka gose Precious Hope jogo eri omwana wanyori kiseme chingia mbabwate a computer lab nabo igomba bwate science laboratory yekerero ase aborokigwa bagokorera chi practicals interviews cyamwe tamwe gocha nigo kigenderete awe asama baga aro amakemono asamange bakeresimi ase skure ya Precious Hope soneka ase namba 0725 035 379 gose 0726 262 858 gose 0723 552 448 Precious Hope jogo bakeresimi ase namba 0796 761 819 gose 0712 718 663 gose 0726 331 162
Nkisi TV amandegere y'umugusi.
Group of companies
Bono eduka yo mutandao ya Kilmall yeyera magori kegima gore bintoga netikorwa Kilmall bono na Kisi TV nekoretere gwika ase duka yeito ere katikati yo muchio bosongo ekorwa Kisi TV Killshop so ase simya bono igagose computer ogore kende gionsi otagete korwa Killshop ochore duka yeito ya Kisi TV Killshop eriyo tokoretere buwango kegima ochibuye ase owororo
nigo turaenekie ebintu byago byagakiro byana kugwekera asogwango bitobwati bokongubonde bwense na etoke egento kwagolete yakire kingao gose ekibwate omochando nigo tokwerania twenekia 40 irekeria otagete gose koiranirwa kibese kyao Incho Kisi TV Killshop tukoroberie obugoli bw'ebintu na seligolire nsikima
Nkisi TV amandegere y'umugusi. Aya na yatekire chinga kiechi ime ya Kisi TV.
Mbuyamono sana umwanchiwa umurigereria soko generera koba amonanchi erionkomanyebu na tegete kura chinsemo ao aiga ase orogongo ruagusi nabono igongo chia kugotambukia goika ase chinsemo chinde kurwa ase ense ya Kenya kurende ntara gotambukia goika chinseme chio ao kurwa sense ya Kenya abamenye kurwa ase county ya Nyamira niko bono bamuchire umuraibwenso musike William Ruto ase kerenga kyogo chiago kinia ebango ensemo ya M-Pesa nabo igo ase chianga chia mitumba korengana nabarabo nigo batebire egiyo nenchera eyemo yukubaunireria aba Kenya bokonyora wanse oroboti oru ase nchera yoboikiranu
Tengana na bamenyi korwa county ya Nyamira nigo baganirie serikali korobia obogima na gotiga kogenderera kubamiga.
Mimi naona hii ushuru imewekwa kwa hizi nguo za mitumba itolewe, kwa sababu hapa nyumbani unaona maisha tunaokaa ni ile ya uchochore. Watu kupata ile pesa ya kununua nguo mpya inakuwa ni ngumu, na wakiekea hiyo tax kwa hiyo nguo yenye kila mtu anaenda kwa soko kama ako na 100 anaipangia nunue nguo ya 20 alafu ingine ajipange nayo, itakuwa ni gharama kubwa.
Chingakie echo nigo bate babuna changa cha mitumba nacho abantu abange bakunyara kugora kekolenganiwa ne changa chinyakorwa chiduka.
Naona hii nguo ndio kila mtu ana afford, na hizi zingine za duka watu wengi hawezi fikia. M-Pesa hata sahi mtu akinunua bidhaa anataka alipe ile, anataka alipe 100 ile yenye haimukati. Sasa akipata tena ameongezewa ongezo ingine ya kumkata kwa transaction hiyo, naona kidogo tutarudi ile mahali papa alituambia tukatai maneno ya Safaricom, turudi labda kwa ile saini yetu ya zamani.
Waigo okomentwa kwebango ase M-Pesa nigo kogocha kole Maria abange anene abatumeki be M-Pesa aborokiwa ase chiskuru abo bagotumeka chibesa chinge nigo bamochire omorai bwense ase okuganya lichike lyogwetigwa elio konachwa ekerengo kia 10 ase emi.
Kwa mwananchi wa kawaida hiyo ambayo si vile wanavyodhani, kwa sababu M-Pesa hapo ndio macomrade wanaokoleana. So akisema 10% tax on M-Pesa inamaanisha comrade akiokolewa na 100 Kasongo anachukua 10. Na hapa kwa M-Pesa ndio mahali ambapo Wakenya wanafanyia michango, iwe ni michango ya mazishi, iwe ni michango ya macomrades. So wakiweka tax kwa M-Pesa wanatumiza kabisa, na wanataka watufinye na watumalize.
Abantu bokonyora gwense nigo bamotirie serikali na goteba buna nengana ebwenerete korigererigwa mono na korigia chinjera chinde elio konyora ebango libaga lyokinia ensemo ya M-Pesa.
Tasama pesa, ukituma pesa lazima ukatwe 10%. Na hizo pesa unakatwa 10%, pengine unataka ile school fees unatuma mahari imufikie yote inakatwa. So tukitazama hapo kwa serikali hapo imeenda juu zaidi. Tazama huyu anafanya biashara ya nguo, pengine anapata shilingi 300 kwa siku. Hiyo pesa tena anakuwa taxes na imeenda. Sasa hivyo serikali mtasame hilo chambo zaidi, ili msiende zaidi watu wale ambao ni maskini wasikue na umaskini wao mpaka dakika ya mwisho.
Mambo ya usuru imeleta vituko mingi, maskini wanaumia. Kwa hivyo ningependa kama ingekuwa serikali ingeangalia mwananchi ambao ni maskini, angekuwa naongeza taksi, kusema ukweli.
Reporter ya KCTV Rietariane Purity Mora.
Mwanchi murigereria goska bosio abamenyi korwa ase ensemo ya King'ero ime ya Kabete County ya Kiambu nigo bare no muichano igoro yebikore byabantu gosiria obugima bwabo anene ase obotumeki bwa mariogo yogotindia anene amariogaria gose amarua korengana na barabo nigo baganirie serikali kumurekera na gukora obunyabi igoro ya marioga yogotindia tigango tonyoro roboti oru asenchera yogoikeranu
Eye magiga y'omubere bw'omuntu oyo mugutuka imambe ya rero ase nyumba yogokomboa asaba menyi bekenyore kibatebire buna ni tari entunde ntangani kurende nigo yabeire enaro nabo igo nigo bereire buna omuchando uyu nigo korentwa na marua.
Hii maneno imekuwa kama yani imesiti. Juzi jana tuliokota mwingine pale kama ameanguka pale. Sasa leo tumeamuka tena tunasikia mwingine ndio wako hapa amekomboa hapa, amekuja hapa King'ero tena huyo leo asubuhi tumepata ripoti amehakia amekufa kwa nyumba. Sasa tunasema serikali ikusaidie, ifanye uchunguzi, tujue ni nini inafanyika kuhusu hii kijiji.
Abamenyi benseme yo nigo basingerere buna amakwiri yobotutukanu nigamentekanira sekerengo kigoro mono gwikasa abande bakwerusia amagimabo.
Uzi wa kwanza uzi wa kwanza juu kama jana tena tumechukua mwingine pale ambaye tumekuta amekufa hapo kwa farada, hata hajulikani what is going on, hata tunastuka sana. Kwa jina ninaitwa Martin Kaidaka, ni mkaaji wa hapa Kingero.
Benson Nganga Wainaina ama Wina. Na katika hii kijiji tuko na shida kubwa sana, na shida yenyewe tunajionea, ati unakuta leo tunaokota mwili pale, kesho yake tunaokota ingine pale, na wao watu wote wanaelekeza, unakuta mtu amekufa juu ya pombe, amekufa juu ya frustration, amekuja hata wengine ni kujinyonga tu, mwingine amekunywa. Kwa hivyo tu hiyo ni kitu inatutatiza hata sisi kama wana kijiji.
Nonye nabo amarua tancheiri niko arokanire kobe yabange goika gosiria amagima abo abwase basabira serikali goswagati na gukura omuchando oyo.
Kuna mmoja wetu anko yetu jana tulimchukua, hata mahali alikuwa amelala tu ni karibu, ni venye alikunywa akatoka hapo, kabla aende nyumbani tulipata amekufa tu hapo karibu. Lakini pombe hiyo ni ukweli inachangia pakubwa.
Nasikia kuna hapa Kingero mwisho sijui nini ilifanyika. So hiyo inafaa ichunguzwe.
Hingo ripoti ya Kisi TV ireterana ngoro kwa Michael Ogachi.
Gutigana nayo ijamba yogo tindio mwanchiwa omorigereria igobono tokurigereria omugano onde asaba sabati ni gobono babori gwege sokia na kurigia ebirogo bioborai gukwana ase egeikaro kia basubati ase entunde ya gatano narimo nigo oyoko okoru kwarure gochia ase abaraya baria bakorwa orogongorwa Eastern wesokia anene ababorana abasubati kuburiwa wesokia kurigia ebirugo ebyo bioborai.
Gago kwa na ekero kyogo chakiwa kumusangerekano gatano alimo okera omwaka bwa barayi babangina oyo chagetigwa litiko ligoro haso mucho monene isiolo oyo koleta amo abangina 53 abo bachoretwe ne chiamate chiabo elio kolera chipodi yao cha conservancy asense ya Kenya na Buganda muteneli omonene wemero belio ase kiombe kia conservation international beti mtua niga togetie okwerwa okonene okwokwarwetwe n'abangina abo bakonyekire konyora amabaga manene unalia yabateneneli ba conservancy n'abanyakerogo bechibodi.
Wakati tulifanya summit ya kwanza tuliona gap kubwa sana ya kwa kina mama kwa conservation. Ukiangalia maneno ya kuajiriwa kama rangers, kama regional coordinators, managers in conservancies ilikuwa shida sana, na ukiangalia tena maneno ya boards ilikuwa shida sana wamama kuchaguliwa. Lakini wakati tumekuwa kwa hizi summit tukipata elimu, tukipata kama wamama tukiongea pamoja, wengi wetu hatungeweza kusimama kuongea mbele ya watu hata kama umesoma. Lakini kwa sababu ya hii makongamano la kina mama imeweza kutusaidia.
Omuteneni yoyo nigatebeta buna omusangererekano yo okera omwaka okwariganirwa gwetera okubwaterana egati ya Northern Rangelands Trust amona Conservation International oyo lengete ko bagachira abangina obumanyi wetera obokoreri igoro yobora yobya obogachi bwechibesa amakabeso amone ichinjira wao chiogosirwa korwa serikali asobuya bwechiamate cyo chiabachorete gotenenera ebirogebyo
2016 act. Hata ukiongea maneno kuhusu na mama wasa wataki kusikia. Kwa hivyo ilikuwa ngumu kuleta maneno ya mama ndani ya decision making in CLMCs. Na unaona kila kitu inapitishwa kwa bunge kwamba to third. Wamama wamepatiwa nafasi kubwa sana.
Naboigo na tebeta buna abangina gotenera birogo tebwenerati kororekana buna nigo bairereri baga liabagaka ase chiamate gago sabaye amate yetugo kobao koboko na kobasira na gotwaro bwegenwa asoborai bwabo na telia ase chibodi choka buna chiri cha conservancy kolende nonyana ase siasa buna kobakora bateneneri bechiwode.
Kama hatuna kiongozi ya wamama
bado sisi kama wafugaji tuko chini. Nafurahia sisi kama community saa hii hatuko vile kama zamani tulikuwa. Zamani tulikuwa chini kama sisi wa mama. Hakuna kutoa sauti kwa jamii.
Omoteneni wa bodi ya Murang'ole Community Conservancy imeyakara moja Alice Amongi oyo ole omoiboru wa Buganda nere ni gatogetia abang'ina bare ase chipodi echo gagoteba chipodi echo chiancheire abang'ina nigo chanyorera amagendera manene na obotumeki obuya bogokonye amate
100%. Ukiangalia katika miaka zilizopita hadi 2011 tulikuwa na mwanamke mmoja kwa Council of Elders ambaye alichaguliwa tu kukua katika board. Na wakati mwingi wanawake hata wakati tunatumia ile affirmative action ama ile adhadi ambayo ya serikali, ilikuwa wanawake wananominatiwa kuliko hata kuwa elected.
Ngolipata ya Kizi TV Elietalia Samson Kebaki.
Biamono Kebaki no robote urwa senchera yobo ikaranu goskabosioni ge kagere abaga kababere kurasegeza kukia borana ime ya county ya Marsabit nigo basiririe obogima bwabo ase okobiswa na goitwa ye magega yokobekwa biara n'abanyanyimbo abarayikorwa ensemeyo nigo bona bamuganirie umuwaziri w'uburendi bw'ime umuske Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen okora obutuki ime yege kore ekyo asebono bagosererie gochiago chaka chibura buru.
Omangusana na wabwendemero asomo bako Marsabit na Wajir oireire enchira enyi yogo tantani asabara ibenseme yube murungane iribago teba kiribaganeti nogo sika egesa kugya borana abagaka babere oyo kabeire omogambire dasadambi na guracha dambala nigo babwate tuna gosiekeru aso kubwatana n'abagoria korwense Ethiopia.
Njia ambaye walichukua wazee, njia ya kulingana na mimi, njia ya madarau, wajadarau wazee peke yake, wametudarau asa jamii ya Borana especially, wacha niseme hivyo. Kasa hii watu yao wajui kwamba ni kama wamekufa ama wako hai, lakini tunaamini wamekufa.
Nonyanabo abare ikorwe county ya Marsabit batebire buna amangana inayo bakora na oteba buna uko bwatu kwabo noko bakiri bali bakwamereri obwaga chibwe kambi enyi yoborendi au ase ensemo ya Tithas eriri kwamereri gwane county ya Marsabit na area ya Wajir.
Tungependa hawa wazee warudishwe mara moja kwa haraka sana, na huyu mzee afikishwe hospitali aendelee na matibabu yake. Eno hii serikali ilikuwa inaendesha operation inaitwa Ondoa Jangili, na kwa singizio ya hiyo serikali wamechukua watu wetu wengi, wameuawa, inahesabiwa mpaka karibu imefika sasa watu 100.
Kolengana nabara yabu abagaka abu konyora barangeiri egeikaro kyomorembe eliokoligia enchira yogokora omongusana noyo magega yabo bisabo bolendi gosalia egeikalekyo.
Wase ile walikuwa walifanya mkutano, wengine sasa wamekamatwa hako jela. Kwa hivyo sasa wanataka vita, na hiyo vita sasa itatokea lazima. Na wanazidi kuingia sehemu yetu kila maka, na hakuna siku sisi tumekanyaga sehemu yao. Hiyo ndio shida, ndio tunaongea kila wakati.
Abara ibegesa kukia Borana gekora unoyo kabeiro munyanyimbo denga Godana Gal Maguyo na Daktari Juko Jirimo bagikire oko bwatu kwa bagaka abo ase bateba egesa kugia Borana nigo kerengere iri na kolemalirwa ase county ya Marsabit.
My brother, tuache mambo ya kutafuta vita. Sisi ni wandugu, sisi tunapenda amani. Na kuomba, you have mobilized every government agency against our people. Na kuomba tafadhali, uache hiyo mambo, tutafute amani, kaa kwa boundary yako, na acha watu wetu pia wakae kwa boundary yao, na acha kumisuse government property. Kama hii na chakula yote ambao tumeona, every government agency against our people. Na kuomba tafadhali, uache hiyo mambo, tutafute amani, kaa kwa boundary yako, na acha watu wetu pia wakae kwa boundary yao, na acha kumisuse government property. Kama hii na chakula yote ambayo tumeona ni ya GK.
Nigo batebire okobwati kwabagakabwo nigo ere nchira yoko bagosereria na kubakiria abamenyi be ensemeyo abuba kwamereria omoroberi bwo koleta omorembe.
Lakini nimeshindwa kila siku watu wetu especially jamii yetu ikichukuliwa wapatikani, na sio sisi jamii ya Borana peke yake, tunaishi boda, tuko jamii 14 kwa hii county of Marsabit.
Kwa ripoti ya Kisii TV, Erieteria Nenzipora Araka.
Mwanjimurigeria kurwa Chinsa cia Marsabit nongokorera aya tekire Chinsa Ibere cia bono magoroba tigangwa kirembuya muno sana ase okoba amonanche kurekero naga chagete na gwikabono ekero na nyarire koba kingo kora ayanda mange igonda chio kuyaretera ekero charagire Chinsa inye cio mogoroba orero kurende endra konyoraya na yande wetera semetandao yaitu ya kijamii Chinsa mochira cha Facebook Kisii TV News na wego Chinsa mochira cha YouTube Kisii TV News na boigo tigangire ribageri ko bakira muno sana abasa kibeta semere meme yabagokora yoko yasaka ko yabwana ko yabeka amo yarinde na intena nyora ribageri gari yabene ko yaretera ase enchera yobo ikena ntari kweba ko mwakira muno sana Shadrack Angwenyi nero rekona kyanga chibiche kinero geri mbiago ikera ase enchera yobo ikera nu ngendra kubwatia emirobirio ende ere bosio nabono ntobwate oroboti was an interview tuanya tokoba togokora nekiombekeria gia Council of Legal Education in Kenya tobasa koska tobasa kondane kunene na kuaneria oburigeria obuya ireterane botambe Mourice Seretta
aya na yatekire chinga kechi imeya Kisii TV sanga na intwe aso mutandao wetera Instagram amona Twitter @Kisii Television tonyore YouTube na Facebook Kisii TV twakere esimi wetera 0708386041 yanyore onsi ayatekire imeya Kisii TV amandegere yomuguse
Umwanchi wa murigeria mbuya mono sana asoko endra koba amuna intu imeyegete senye ke bwanchete ya Kisii TV ritukoria rero igotwanyare koba togoika ase University ya Rongo ase twachire korigereria ngakimirobirio egenderete kona kobekwa ekerobono cancel area ekorigereria amangana yoko kora obosomi gose korwa amatibu aria yoko beka emeroberio yogo soma mangana yeri chiko yanyare ko bakegoika erio korigereria na koena kianga university yo nenyare ko egwari bagari gokora gintu keke rio gochego somia amangana yo yeri chiko ritkoria rero igongo chego kwana na Professor Jack Muimali oyo ore omo secretary na boigo ore umwobisa omonene wekiombekyo ya Council of Legal Education ime yense ya Kenya. Karibu sana bwana Professor, and you will have to introduce yourself and tell us exactly what is Council of Legal Education and what you are doing here today.
Well, thank you so much. As you have introduced myself, I'm Jack Muimali. I'm the Secretary and CEO of the Council of Legal Education. The mandates of the Council of Legal Education is established under the Legal Education Act that creates the body that is chaired by a council. It's an executive council with a secretariat which I head. And the purposes for these institutions is to ensure that there is quality legal education and to produce the advocates that are suitable for the profession in Kenya. To do that, we have two roles. The first one, we are an examination body. You normally hear about people going to Kenya School of Law and then they do a bar exam. We call it ATP Advocates Training Program, and then examinations are done. It is the Council of Legal Education that is the examining body. Kenya School of Law will teach, and then we would then examine, and after people have passed those advocates training program examinations, then they are admitted as advocates. So essentially we are a pathway for admission of people to the bar. But more importantly, and for today's function, we are also regulators. as regulators, we are mandated to license legal education providers. If you want to start a legal education program, then you must approach the Council of Legal Education for the council to then allow you to offer that program. So for example, today, in January, I believe, Rongo University made an application, they came and visited us, and they were intent on starting a law program at the university. You would recall, and perhaps you will know, that there are quite a number of legal education providers in the region. For example, Kisii has been licensed and it has been running a legal education program for the last, I think, 7 or 8 years. In the region, we have Nairobi University, which has Kisumu campus. We have Maseno University. Recently, we did license Tomboya University in Homa Bay. And now in Migori, Rongo has sought to start a legal education program. And we are here to inspect the facility, to have a discussion with the institution, to satisfy council that they actually have what it takes to offer the legal education program.
Umwanchi wa murigeria mbuya mono sana asoko endere koba amunaitu imenyegete senie ke wanchete ya Kisii TV litukoria rero igotwanyare koba togoika ase university ya Rongo ase twachire korigereria ngakimirobirio egenderete kona kobekwa ekerobono cancel area ekorigereria amangana yoko kora obosomi gose korwa amatibu aria yoko beka emeroberio yoko soma amangana yeri kikoya nyareko bakegoika erio korigereria na koene kianga university yo ne nyareko egwari bagari okora gintu keke rio gocha gosomia amangana yo yeri kikorit koria rero igongo chego kwana na Professor Jack Muimali uyo ore secretary na boigo ore umwobisa omonene wekiombeko ya Council of Legal Education ime yense ya Kenya. Karibu sana bwana Professor, and you will have to introduce yourself and tell us exactly what is Council of Legal Education and what you are doing here today.
Well, thank you so much. As you have introduced myself, I'm Jack Muimali. I'm the Secretary and CEO of the Council of Legal Education. The mandates of the Council of Legal Education is established under the Legal Education Act that creates the body that is chaired by a council. It's an executive council with a secretariat which I head. And the purposes for these institutions is to ensure that there is quality legal education and to produce the advocates that are suitable for the profession in Kenya. To do that, we have two roles. The first one, we are an examination body. You normally hear about people going to Kenya School of Law and then they do a bar exam. We call it ATP Advocates Training Program, and then examinations are done. It is the Council of Legal Education that is the examining body. Kenya School of Law will teach, and then we would then examine, and after people have passed those advocates training program examinations, then they are admitted as advocates. So essentially we are a pathway for admission of people to the bar. But more importantly, and for today's function, we are also regulators. As regulators, we are mandated to license legal education providers. If you want to start a legal education program, then you must approach the Council of Legal Education for the council to then allow you to offer that program. So for example, today, in January, I believe, Rongo University made an application, they came and visited us, and they were intent on starting a law program at the university. You would recall, and perhaps you will know, that there are quite a number of legal education providers in the region. For example, Kisii has been licensed and it has been running a legal education program for the last, I think, 7 or 8 years. In the region, we have Nairobi University, which has Kisumu campus. We have Maseno University. Recently, we did license Tomboya University in Homa Bay. And now in Migori, Rongo has sought to start a legal education program, and we are here to inspect the facility, to have a discussion with the institution, to satisfy council that they actually have what it takes to offer the legal education program. And perhaps before I stop, I should mention that we work very closely with the Commission for University Education, because the university and the programs in the university are certified by Commission for University Education. But for professional courses like law, beyond the certification by the Commission for University Education, you need the regulator. In the case of law, the Council of Legal Education, to come also and certify. So we are at the tail end of that process. We are hoping that the council will review the findings that we have had from the engagement we have had and the inspection of the facility, and then we will, if they meet the standard as per council, allow them then to offer the legal education program. Thank you so much.
Like you've said, Professor, in Kenya you have actually accredited a number of law schools, and which criteria now do you use to ensure that there is quality and training in the institution is maintained?
In fact, we have had a very robust discussion with the VC and his team. Our mandate is to ensure quality, is not to gatekeep for the sake of it. In fact, previously we have been blamed for being gatekeepers, wanting to prevent people who have ambitions to establish and set up institutions, especially in certain regions, so that we will find people are saying, if you wanted to be a lawyer, or majority of lawyers are concentrated, for example, in Nairobi, because there are many law schools in Nairobi. Our mandate is to just guarantee that there is quality legal education. So any institution that comes to us, we have a benchmark or regulations through which then we regulate. We tell them we need facilities, we need a curriculum, we need people who are going to train the program, and we need some of other very specific facilities that are for law, for example, a moot court, and a curriculum that is designed to deal with the contemporary legal issues or questions, so that we are not just replicating what other institutions are teaching. And if we find merit in the application that has been made, then as per our mandate we license, because it would be very problematic. For example, Nairobi University comes, we accredit them. Rongo comes, they have everything Nairobi University has, but we tell them, because we have accredited Nairobi, you're not accrediting you. So you see, then that would be discriminatory. So for us, our concern is with the quality. If you can assure and guarantee us that the program that you are launching is such that it will then provide the quality that is a requisite to launch that program, then we would license you. And the truth is, we are a country of 55 to 60 million in terms of population. Currently, we have about 27,000 advocates. If you count the number of advocates per citizen, we still are very low. The only concern, and I know the Law Society has been raising regarding the number of lawyers that we have in the profession, is that in many cases the legal market is concentrated and limited in certain urban areas. And therefore, we want to also create an infrastructure where legal services are also available beyond the major cities and urban areas, as has been the tradition. So we feel that there's still room for growth of legal institutions, as long as they can assure us that they have the wherewithal, what it takes to facilitate quality legal education.
So basically, is that the criteria of assessing these institutions?
Yes, that's the criteria. And we have a clear, about 7 areas of interest that we would then check. So it is not just that you have a very good big building and therefore you want to offer law. We also look at do you have enough lecturers with the qualifications that are requisite? Do you have the facilities? For example, here, if you want to do clinical training, you want those people to encounter and experience courts. How would they then access this court, so that by the time they graduate, they can actually be good service providers. In Rongo, for example, it's notable. We have a court in Homa Bay, 40 minutes drive, a court in Kisii, another almost 40 minutes drive, a court in Migori, and therefore you can see that they still need. There is also across the border, because this side of town there is no court station or there is no law school that offers law in this side of town, and yet there is a border. If you have to deal with the issue of cross-border trade, cross-border relations, then you need a place where you can train. So essentially, there needs to be a justification. You don't just wake up one morning and decide that you want to start a law school. You want to start a program that is justifiable, and there is actually a perceived need that is being met by the establishment of that institution.
Which criteria does a CLA use when auditing and inspecting and assessing universities seeking accreditation to offer law?
First of all, in terms of procedures, when an application comes to us, we work with the institutions, we ask them, we tell them the expectation that we have of a legal education provider, we allow them to implement, and then to make an application to us. After the application is made, we review the written application. The secretariat, the management of the Council of Legal Education comes for an audit to just convince itself that there are indeed facilities, if there are challenges, to have a discussion with the administration on how to deal with those challenges. And after that process of audit, then we do a report that we share with the institution, but we also share with now the council, the body that is mandated to deal with accreditation. Now the secretariat does it and submit it to council. Council now comes for an inspection to certify itself that the audit did indeed make certain correct findings. And also we continue in that process because we want to midwife institutions that can offer quality. We are not there to prevent institutions from having, so we are not carrot and stick. We come and tell them, for example, this institution, the way it is, perhaps if you are to do one or two things within this period of time, you will have a better program. And as we do that, then we facilitate these institutions, and that's a directive that we have from the head of public service and the deputy president's office, that as regulators, we are trying to come to a particular end. And the end is quality of legal education, not restriction or limiting the institution. So we do work very closely with institutions. We help and assist to facilitate them to have that program that then will be suitable for the market.
Examination that you spoke about actually attracts significant public attention every year. How does the council safeguard the integrity and credibility of the bar examination process?
Actually, in respect to issues examination, we get the flag from both sides. On the one hand, there are those who feel that we deliberately fail students, or we deliberately make it very difficult for students to be able to succeed. There are those, on the other hand, who feel that we are really making it too easy so that there are many people who are entering the profession. For us, the balancing is the manner in which we have put in place facilities to ensure that the exams are credible, and again, ultimately they lead to the quality of legal education, as we have said, that will then guarantee that the lawyers who go to the field are those that are suit for purpose. So we have professionals who come and set those exams, the setters. You'll find that there are judges who do that, judges and magistrates from the judiciary. There are people from parliament who come to do that because there's issues of drafting. There are practicing advocates, there are academics. All of them come together, they set these papers. We have peer reviewers again from all the stakeholders to ensure and guarantee that the quality is good. And then when the exams are done, we have another set of people, not the ones who set, who then come into mark, so that we are guaranteeing neutrality. There is no favoritism. You don't mark. In fact, in the marking process these days, we have adopted a conveyor belt system. Essentially, if you have done 3 questions, one person would mark question 1, another question 2, so that there is no possibility of saying, since Professor Mwimali is inclined to fail in candidates, I will fail that unit. You have about 3 people who are looking at your paper. And then at the end of it, we have moderators who come in. Beyond that now, and we recognize that even as we put into place those infrastructure, there's still a challenge or a problem. Now we are having regular meetings with deans of schools of law. We have currently about 20 licensed schools offering law in the country. We have at least twice a year we meet with them. We have a discussion around how are they implementing their curriculum to ensure standardization of the teaching for those then who will come for examination at that level. Every time we have an exam, we also have an interaction with the Kenya School of Law in terms of how we structure and organize the curriculum at the ATP level, the Advocates Training Program at Kenya School of Law. And that then helps us to progressively improve on the processes that we have established.
What parameters in the Constitution does the CLE use in administration of the bar examinations?
Actually, number 1 is public participation, right to information, and you'll note now that Council is very proactive in putting out information. We have harnessed and leveraged on technologies that have emerged. So for example, if you want to know what Council does, you just go on Twitter, you go to WhatsApp, you get this information, even from Facebook. Number 2, we also have a lot of encounters with the students and lecturers at the Kenya School of Law. So we are not doing it as a regulator seated somewhere in the office just to oversight and so pretend. Rather, we are going out meeting them on that parameter of public participation, on issues of transparency, on issues of accountability. In fact, now if you do a by exam, you will know the score that you've gotten in every of the units that you have sat. So if you did 3 questions, for every question, what you were scored will be able to know. So we are open, we are accountable, and we are also giving guarantees and assurances to the public, because access to justice is a very critical anchor of the Constitution as part of the rule of law, that we can also not have people who are unqualified getting into the market. So our challenge is to serve both the people who are seeking to be advocates and also to guarantee the public that whatever you are getting is that which is fit for the purpose. Yes.
What message would you like to give the ATP candidates and the public regarding the credibility and reliability of the bar examination process in Kenya?
I think for me, and that I speak from experience, I was a student in the university for about 14 years. In fact, I used to joke that I was a senior student in the sense that I stayed quite a long time. I've also taught for quite a long time, almost 18 or so years. If you prepare well, if you commit your time and effort to it, the sky is the limit. The legal profession has a room. It is a very lucrative profession. Beyond just the money or monetary benefit that accrues from it, there's also the social good that arises from it. And that is one of the concerns, again, that Council is having, that we are not just producing savvy practitioners. We also want to produce ethical practitioners, those who will serve the purpose of the public with commitment, with dedication, and who will guarantee that those constitutional principles are actually achieved. So for us, our mandate, we see it as being very expansive to serve the would-be lawyers or the people who wish to be lawyers, and to also serve the public with the people that we bring into the profession of practice of advocacy.
What has been the challenges so far?
The challenges, number 1, we have traditionally operated in silos. Like now, the way we would come to regulate the universities, they would see us as, a bearer of a stick, coming to superintend and oversight over them without us even giving them the chance or permission to improve. And that then has led us to change our practices and procedures that we now are facilitating to the institution. Number two, in the bar exams, again, as I have indicated, we are beaten from both sides. There are those who believe that we are allowing so many into the profession. There are those who believe that we are very restrictive and we are not permitting enough to join the profession.
To those particular advocates out there who are saying that you people are actually accrediting some universities that are not supposed to be accredited, what can you tell them?
First of all, we have all those universities that have been accredited through a criteria that is legally established. It would be very unfortunate for a lawyer to think that I can allow you, basing on certain standards, to do certain things. And then another person comes, meeting the same standards and qualifications that you had, and we lock them out. So for us, the regulations provide a clear anchor on who we are going to accredit. If they can guarantee us that they will provide sufficient quality measures to guarantee that the graduates are going to come out well, then we have, by all means, have a responsibility. In fact, it is a duty on us to license them. We are not bothered or worried about policies regarding employment, regarding expansion of the legal field in terms of practice. We are worried on the issues of quality. And it's something that we spend sleepless nights on. So if you come to me and blame me on poor quality of legal education, I can definitely assure you that it's something that will bother me a lot, if that is a complaint. But if you come and say you have accredited too many institutions, that will not bother me at all. It is the quality as per the mandate that have been given to us.
Okay.
That is of paramount importance to the council.
That is great. So is that your parting shot?
That's my parting shot.
Thank you very much, Bwana CEO, and we really appreciate your time. Thank you very much, Bwana Professor, for that interview. Shortly, we'll be speaking with the Vice Chancellor, and he will tell us more.